Once upon a time, there was a girl called Lindy, born from a family of polygamy. This used to be one devastating thing while growing up. But now when I look at it, it's actually a blessing because my mom passed away and now I am left with two other mothers who love me dearly. So I was born in a hospital called BBH. This is somewhere in Benoni. And then I grew up in Tembisa. I remember very well when we started, we didn't even have a house. We didn't even have a room. My parents were renting one bedroom somewhere in Tembisa in a location called Emoyeni section. And then eventually my parents bought a stand. We actually didn't even buy it. We had to go through Mzabala. So this is where you go to a place where there's a lot of shacks and then eventually they will cut a stand for you. My parents also got a stand in a place called Ivory Park. We then started building a house bit by bit, but it didn't start like that. We had a shack and then all of a sudden my dad could afford for us to build a house and now we do have a house. Fast forward to university, and before we even go to university, let me just talk about my confidence. I used to be called Umnyaman, which simply means I was so dark that even a coal was light. Kids used to tease me and I was hairy, guys. Like I had hair all over my body and kids used to tease me and that contributed to my low self-esteem. So everywhere I went, I would see myself as this young girl who's not beautiful and who's hairy. And even though I had so much going on for me, if I knew about modeling, if I knew about just castings, I would do well because my skin tone was so good and my body as well was so good. I would do well in modeling. But then we didn't know these things. My mom didn't know about these things. And then started at my secondary school was at Sizwe Secondary School, and we used to go there using a train, guys. I would wake up early, like around 4 o'clock, and go to a train station and go to my school, which was in Elandsfontein. And there were so many stories, guys, that happened throughout my journey as I went to school. Finished matric and then went to University of Technology, which is now called, I think, TUT, Tshwane University of Technology. This is where I studied for 3 years, which was supposed to be 3 years, but ended up being 4 years. After studying, I then started working. Worked in corporate. I remember my first job was in Cyprus as an IT person. This is after going through a learnership. Then I was taken permanently. I worked as an IT developer at Cyprus and then moved to Harmony Gold Mine in a mine and then moved to TransUnion and then moved to Momentum. And with that experience, I actually gained mining experience, insurance, banks, and then my portfolio and my CV became so good. I then went to Standard Bank. That's where I worked the most. I think 10 years there, I worked as an IT specialist. Yeah, the salary was good, but then was I happy? Did I get fulfillment from that? In order for you to hear what's going to happen in the future, watch part 2.